Hello everybody, I'm Bailey Leisure, and today on my channel I will be giving my analysis and predictions for the upcoming 2020 Stanley Cup Finals between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars. So starting off with the Tampa Bay Lightning, how did they get here? Well, in the regular season they finished with a 43-21-6 record, with 92 points, finishing second in the Eastern Conference when the NHL stopped March 12th due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So when the NHL bubble started, which I think has been put very well together by the NHL in terms of player safety and how games have been played, the Tampa Bay Lightning played in the round-robin tournament during the play-in round. They went 2-1 in those 3 games in the round-robin, and they earned the second seed in the Eastern Conference. The Tampa Bay Lightning would face off against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round of the playoffs for the second year in a row. Last season, these two teams met each other, in which the Lightning were coming into that series with the best record in the NHL, and were coming off a franchise record 62 wins. However, the Columbus Blue Jackets took down the Lightning in that series in a sweep in 4 games. However, this year that would not be the case for the Columbus Blue Jackets, as the Tampa Bay Lightning took the series in 5 games, including 2 of those games going into overtime, including Game 1 and Game 5, in which Game 1 went 5 overtimes. However, the Tampa Bay Lightning would take both those games and the series. The Tampa Bay Lightning would face off against the Boston Bruins in the second round. The Boston Bruins had the best record in the NHL when the season stopped on March 12th. The Lightning were able to take care of them in 5 games, and once again, 2 of the games went into overtime, including the decisive Game 5, in which the Lightning won, and they won the series. The Tampa Bay Lightning would face off against the New York Islanders in the Eastern Conference Finals. Once again, like the previous 2 series, 2 games in this series would go to overtime. However, in Game 5, in which the Tampa Bay Lightning had a chance to clinch the series, they lost that game to the Islanders in overtime. However, in Game 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning would be able to close out the series in overtime against the Islanders, advancing to the Stanley Cup Finals. So what have been the keys to the success of the Tampa Bay Lightning this postseason? Well, one of the biggest stories that has been in the bubble has been the absence of star and captain Steven Stamkos. But the way the Lightning have been playing this postseason doesn't indicate they miss him. Despite not having Steven Stamkos for the majority of this postseason, the Tampa Bay Lightning have still been getting plenty of offensive production from many of their players, including Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point, who have combined for over 50 points in this postseason. They've been also getting great production from star defenseman Victor Hedman, as well as Andre Palat, as well as the many other players I have not mentioned. But one of the biggest keys to the success of the Tampa Bay Lightning in this postseason has been the play of goaltender Andrei Vasilevskiy, who's put up some solid numbers with a 1.82 goals against average and a .931 save percentage. In this postseason, he has definitely shown that he's one of the best goaltenders in the NHL today. This is the 3rd overall Stanley Cup Final appearance for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and their first since 2015, in which they played the Chicago Blackhawks and lost in 6 games. Many of those players were on that team, were a lot younger, so I think the experience is definitely going to factor into this series. The Tampa Bay Lightning, however, did win the Stanley Cup back in 2004 in 7 games against the Calgary Flames. The Tampa Bay Lightning will be looking for their 2nd Stanley Cup in franchise history. And then the team that's representing the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars, that really shows how unpredictable the Stanley Cup playoffs can be. I mean, look at this team. I mean, this was a team in the middle of the season who fired their head coach Jim Montgomery and replaced him with Rick Bowness. When the regular season stopped, the Dallas Stars finished with a 37-24-8 record, which gave them the 4th seed in the Western Conference. Them being the 4th seed gave them the opportunity to be able to play in the round-robin tournament. However, the Dallas Stars in those 3 games struggled to score goals and finished with a 1-2-0 record, which gave them the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. Due to their struggle scoring in the round-robin tournament, the Dallas Stars had plenty of questions going into the first round against the Calgary Flames, a series in which they went down 2-1. That 4th game, they were around 15 seconds away from losing that game and going down 3-1 in that series. However, the Dallas Stars were able to tie it up, go into overtime, and win that game. And they would go on to win the next 2 games in that series, taking it in 6 games. That decisive Game 6, actually, the Dallas Stars were trailing in that game 3-0 when they stormed back and won that game 7-3. The Dallas Stars would then face the potential Cup favorites going into these playoffs, the Colorado Avalanche. The Dallas Stars were not intimidated as they started off very well in the series, taking a 3-1 lead in the first 4 games. However, the Colorado Avalanche would storm back and force this series to a 7th game, in which it was a back-and-forth game for most of that game, including the Colorado Avalanche taking a lead in that game with around 3 minutes left in the game. However, I believe 10 seconds later, the Dallas Stars were able to tie up that game and force the game to go to overtime, where the heroics of Joel Kiviranta was able to send the Dallas Stars to the Western Conference Finals. The Stars faced another Cup favorite in the Vegas Golden Knights, and once again, the Dallas Stars surprised people as the underdog as they took that series in 5 games, including a Game 5 overtime goal that sent them to the Stanley Cup Final. So what has been the key to the Dallas Stars' success in this postseason? Well, I think it's the fact that in pretty much every round they played in, they've been the underdog, and they've played that role very well. However, I think the main factor, though, for the Dallas Stars has been the play of goaltender Antoine Godovin, who's taken the starting job in this postseason from Van Bishop, and he put up some impressive numbers with a 2.66 goals against average and a .920 save percentage. Despite the goaltending, in my opinion, being the main strength for the team, that doesn't mean that the Dallas Stars scoring has not been great also. It's been very good, getting great production from players like Mikko Haskinen and captain Jamie Benn. They've also gotten some great goal-scoring help from veteran players like Joe Pavelski, Corey Perry, and Alexander Radulov. The main goal scorer in this playoffs for the Dallas Stars has been Denis Gurianov, who scored 9 goals, including the Game 5 overtime winner against the Vegas Golden Knights that sent them to the Stanley Cup Final. So my predictions for this 2020 Stanley Cup Final. Dallas, I think, can make this very competitive, and I think this will be a very competitive series. They've done a great job in neutralizing top offenses in the last 2 rounds in the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights. The thing is, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning has that ability to do that to Dallas as well. I think really the key I'm going to be looking at is going to be the goaltender matchup between Antoine Godovin and Andrei Vasilevskiy. The thing is also that we're factoring in is the fact that I think that the potential return of Steven Stamkos could give more firepower to the Tampa Bay Lightning, especially in power play opportunities. While I don't think they need him to win the Stanley Cup, I definitely think he could be a big factor in this series. I think Dallas has a good shot at winning this, and honestly, I would not be surprised if they won the Stanley Cup. However, I think Tampa Bay just has too much star power in guys like Nikita Kucherov and Brayden Point, and like I've stated before, if Stamkos comes back, I think the Lightning will win. But even if he doesn't come back, I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the Stanley Cup in 6 games. So what are your predictions for the 2020 Stanley Cup Final? Leave in the comments section below. As always, follow me on my Twitter accounts, Bill Lazier and at Lazier96. If you liked the video, click like if you like the video. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay safe out there, and I hope you all have a good day.